So if you haven't got an account, you can just create an account. So once you've done that, you can then log in. If you create an account, you can use it straight away. You will get an email that sort of asks you to click to register, but you've got something like 24 hours before you have to click that. So you don't even have to have access to email to get into the platform. Once you've done that, you can go from a template or you can create an ad. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go create. We give the ad a name. And you then give where the ad will go to in the event that somebody clicks it. So you can set up really that to be anything right now. You can always change it later. And then you choose the first ad shape that you want to work on. There is it's usually easier to work on one shape and then add some others later. And you can add any shape that you want. We're not restricted at all. So once you've done that, normally you would maybe focus on you might have some kind of background color that you want to apply. Kind of find something that looks nice and light, something like that. And if you don't actually have to necessarily even use a background color, you could even take some imagery and use an image as a background. So I could even try and find something a little bit. There you go, maybe quite a nice background. And usually it's quite smart to set that up to be exactly the width of exactly the size of the page, so it perfectly matches. If we're going to make that a background, what we'll kind of tend to do is fade it out a little bit, so that it's there, but it's not really impacting the. It's kind of there, but not really, it's not going to really impact the ad. So you kind of get it, and it sort of creates a bit of an effect without becoming onus on the ad and affecting your ad content. We'll also then drop in any imagery. So see if I've got any houses here that we can sort of do as a. Here we go. That seems a bit. We can always go get some off the internet if we need to, but let's go. We'll take that property. We can now size that ad to be whatever size, however we feel that works well, and whatever kind of design that we want to apply. We can apply some text with that as well. And we can apply centering or right align. We've got a real good range of fonts, so there's just font after font after font. And this text will automatically then be sized to fit inside the text box that you've created. So as we're adding these items, it usually makes sense to give them a sensible name, because then when you come to replacing them and swapping them around, it becomes quite easy to relate to what they're doing and how they're being used. So we start to look something like, but we now need something a bit more to happen to that. Like we need to change the message, we maybe need to change the photo. So we'll just keep this sort of pretty simple. We will say we'll have a fade in effect, and we'll set a fade out effect. And it defaults to fade in, so we'll just switch that to be fade out. And that's the timeline there, so that now sort of says just before 7 seconds it'll fade out. And we'll do the same with the image. We'll fade it in, and we'll fade it out exactly the same time. We now drop another image in. If I've open that up, maybe a picture, let's go see. Let's go some in here. That didn't work very well. Downloads. So we have like a reel to photo of some description.
Or a logo or something like that.
Yeah. So you can just do let's go into that. Kind of work, but at least I can pull in the logo. Let's just we'll just go with that logo. I don't know what it is, but at least we've got a logo we can drop into the ad. And that will be there for the whole time frame, which I think even works quite well. We still need a person photo. So let's just go onto the internet and go get one. Oh, how about that? Oh, that's even nice, that one. We'll go with that one. Maybe we should put in, I guess it's not got a white background, but it doesn't matter, that can go there. But I think it'll work better there. We'll also stick a button in. Same font. When we create that button, there's quite a few little effects that we can apply to that, so that's not looking really. I can put a bit of a border width on it. Just choose the fill, that fill color I've put on there. You can put a border on that. Border color. I'll put some corners on it as well. I think that'll look much better. So on the side border. There you go. So now you can sort of see maybe that corner a bit more. There you go. A bit cornery now. So you can see that I can really tune this out, and I can put a different text message. That's right. There we go. So we can play around with to sort of decide what the font. And we can play around with that in a number of ways, but it looks better like that, doesn't it? Put a there we go. So, and maybe put your telephone number and other things. So, those at the moment. That's our second text. That's our call to action. That's our I'll just call it image 2, and that's our logo. So the problem we've got now is if I play this ad, the other things fade in and it's all sort of mixed up. So what we need to do is that second text, we want that to come in. If we the text up, easiest to line it up. So I want that one to come in there. I don't quite line that up. You can edit it when you place it anyway, so and we'll put it in there. So it's going to fade in there and it's going to fade out at the end. We'll do the same with the image. We'll come in there and we'll fade out there. So now if we, and same with the contact button, we'll come in there, we'll fade out there. I can't quite remember that one right, so you see you can edit this in there as well. Just put the numbers in direct if you want. So doing that, we've now got something that's starting to look a bit more like an ad set that sort of fades through from effect to effect. And clicking on this ad would take you to that location. You can, within the ad, for any element that exists on the ad, if you go to it, you can actually put the destination. So you can have the contact me do something different to a clicking here. So you can set up as many click points on an ad set as you want. So now we've got really a basic ad there. I can go create another version of that. So I might go do something like a mobile shape. And you can add your own shapes. And the first thing you notice is that doesn't really work in that shape. So what we're able to do is unlink this ad so that it's not related to the other ad set. The content still will remain connected, but the when I move and change things, it won't alter the other shape. We're just about to add an option here so that you can pretty much automatically do this, so that you don't have to go through and individually click each item. You can just do it in one click. But doesn't take so long anyway. So once that's done, I can now just quickly redesign this ad to work in this shape. And what you'll then start to see is, once I've done a couple of shapes, how it starts to naturally work anyway with different shapes as you start to get some of the shapes done. So I've just got to focus right now on getting my the tone photo. And then a second. Oops. That works in a minute. So just quickly, at the moment I'm just trying to get some semblance of how I want it to look, and then I'll worry about making it look better in a minute. Put a contact me, just make that smaller. Maybe zoom in a little bit and make it a bit easier to. So if we now start to look through the images, and we can start to work out how we want the things to look. Logo looks good. Image 1. We will pretty much. Background we can leave in. Text 1, text 2, here we go. So you can see we've pretty much now got an ad that's running in a different shape and switching out, and we can sort of continue tweaking that. But what we'll do is we'll just go say, right, we'll actually like that ad also as a leaderboard ad, and when I add that, you'll see that it pretty much works straight away. In fact, if I do my tweaks in here now, so I go, actually, I'll just play around with this ad a little bit. In fact, I'll make the height of this exactly the height. So it should be 90i, start at 0. So we're going to see that your photo's getting cropped a little bit there, so we'll say don't do that, make sure it fits. Push that across there a bit. And we sort of slowly now get this looking as we want it to look. So what text could do it being inside the box. As we're making the changes here, because I haven't unlinked them, it's making them there. So you'll see that that ad and that ad really are connected. And you can unlink at any time, so you can kind of go, actually, I want to do something different on that shape to that shape. But this one remains unaffected. So as you build shapes, you'll find that the next shape you add naturally works because it already has the pattern that's available for it. Once you've done that, you can save and close it. And I can actually save that as a template, and it's real easy once we've done this to then go, let's pretend this is now going to be with Jeff Will. And in fact, I'll go, so when I can go here and I build an ad set, I can create from a template, and there's this one with Jeff Will, and I can choose that. And of course, the only thing is, I've got Tom Lieber in that ad set, so what I can do is I can nip over here and I can look for Jeff Will. Is that him? Let's assume it is. Expect him to have a woolly hat on the basis that he has one there, but let's assume that's him. Image as. Save that. Let's find a. Property. We go into property. There we go. That's Jeff Bozo's, not Jeff Will. He's got a bit more cash, I suspect. Let's go with that photo. I can't see my what a nuisance. Yeah, well, I can find it. So back into here, And in quick edit, we actually have all the assets that make up the ad. So we've got the image 2, and here I can click edit image. I can upload a new image. I can choose Jeff Will, select that, save it, and it's swapped into the ad. If I look at the ad, we've got it there. It's not really worked particularly well, that image, but we can. There's a few things we could do about that when we as we edit the ad. Let's see what I called it. We can kind of push it down into so it fits the whole photo in just by clicking that icon, and you'll see that that effect now has been applied right the way across. Background, we can swap again, like all these things, we can swap the background out. So I can choose that image we've just done. And that's now swapped the background out. So you can see how it's pretty easy to just swap all the assets out, and even that picture here, we could go and switch that to another property. So once you've built an ad, it's quite easy to go and reuse it and repurpose it and change it to be something different. And in the same way that we've got the images in this drop down, we also have the text. So it's now quite easy to come in here and to switch. I don't know where he is, but you can see how you can switch that, and the text is just going to resize. And then we've got the other text, and to be whatever they want the text to be. So you're able to really quickly take an ad and repurpose it. And to support that, what we actually do as a business is we more often than not will expect people to use templates, and we provide system templates so that you can actually get an ad that's already designed and just repurpose it with your assets. And as you can see, once you open up an ad set, you're not forced into that quick edit mode. I can do anything with it still. I've still got complete access, and I can still go and completely change the ad to be a different ad if I wanted to. It's just effectively a starting point.